Live. Let's do Manstoot. Do 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 bow 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 bow. Crystal Jack. I could have been a dreamer. Do 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 do. Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, boss? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, as always. Yep, just another little casual Friday night, hanging out and stuff. I'm all right on my break. Oh yeah, nice. So I assume you're probably going to have to get back to work in about a minute or so. What do you? I mean, sorry if this is like a too personal question. What do you like do for for work? If I may inquire, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Christ, my fucking hair! What is this shit? Ugh, God. Jeez, my hair is a fucking disaster. About 15 minutes. Yeah, that's what I figured. I work at the school I graduated from. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Like, what do you? Again, if you don't have to answer if like you don't want to. What do you like do exactly? I'm just curious. Again, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Oh, you're a janitor. Well, that, respectable. I can't imagine, being a janitor at a school. I mean, it's probably kind of gross because is it like a high school or like a college? Like what kind of school is it? Oh, high school. Okay. I mean, regardless of what kind of school it is, I'm sure it's fun to clean up all the teenager juices. He used to work elementary. Oh, okay. I see. But yeah, janitor. That's pretty cool. I love this little mug. My mom got me for Easter, weirdly, which is like because I don't really celebrate Easter, but she got me this little mug, which I absolutely love because I am a gigantic Peanuts fanatic. And you want to come on the live stream? Are you sleeping? Sleeping? All right, Leia is sleeping, and my goddamn, my hair is just terrible. I don't know why. Ugh, man, it's not bad. It's closer to me and less gas mileage. Well, yeah, no, that's nice. It's always nice to be able to work, close to you. Like my work is only like a 15-minute walk from my house, so I just walk to work. I just walk to and back because it's not that far, and yeah. But it's always nice to be able to work close to where you live. Less gas mileage, that's always nice too. Definitely. So we're just gonna see. Did I post it? Yeah, okay, yeah, I did. Good. So yeah, we'll see if we can get more people in here. It's Friday night, so I feel like this is kind of prime time for streaming because I don't know, a lot of people do streams on Friday night, and yeah. Used to work at Walmart, and it was all right for about 6 months. I've heard Walmart is actually kind of like I've heard some fucking horror stories about people working in Walmart and just all the shady shit that happens. But I'm glad to hear it was all right for you at least. See, I've never worked I have kind of worked. I've worked retail before, but not like at a major store or anything. Like I used to work before I got my current job. I used to work at a bookstore, and it's very not busy at all. It was kind of just get at the most maybe 30, 50 customers a day, and it was it's tiny little just kind of hole in the wall, but it was nice. I really enjoyed working there. Walmart's good for short term, not long term. Yeah, no, I kind of figured, minimum wage and all that. It seems like a very, yeah, no, I totally get that for sure. Hello, Aaron Boardman. Welcome. Good to see you once again, my friend. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Doing good. All right, that's great to hear. Always love to hear that my dear fans are doing well. And you popped in just at the time me and Boss were discussing careers because that on a metal YouTube channel, obviously we're going to be talking about career paths and stuff because that makes sense. There's obvious correlation there, right? So anyways, glad to hear that you are all doing good and all that. So just another little kind of impromptu kind of hangout stream because really it's just kind of been a real slow day, and I haven't been up too much. I've just kind of been hanging out at home all day, and tomorrow, because I also work tomorrow and Sunday, so I figured maybe get just one stream in before I gotta go in and work probably for 16 hours or however long it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be a while because yep. So yeah, just same old kind of thing here. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, if you've got literally anything, just type it down in the chat, and we'll get a discussion going, and we'll just talk about some stuff. So yeah, it's kind of another one of these little hangout streams. I'll do once I actually get like members and stuff, and actually start doing the members only streams. I'll actually start planning out certain events for the live streams, just because I make it a little bit different than these just kind of shooting the shit live streams and all that. How's the weather for you today? Very gray, very cloudy, very it's quite wet and cold and miserable. It's not super rainy, but yeah, the weather is very gray, very cloudy. And not the nicest, but to be fair, we've had for a while we had nothing but just straight days of constant sunshine and clear skies. So I guess it was time for a change, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, hope the weather's at least all right for you. Because yeah, I mean, I don't know where you are, like in the country or in the world, but yeah, hope the weather's all right for you at least. Actually, I'm just gonna check to see something real quick. Here, let me just quickly do this just to see. Okay. But yeah, no, the weather is just kind of gray. Yeah. Grayness and sadness. I could have been a dreamer. That song has been stuck in my head for like the past like week or so. I could have been a dreamer by Dio. I don't know why that song in particular was just stuck in my head, but it is. I mean, I'm not complaining really. It's a great song. Here. Link. Bust. There we go. Whoop. Sorry about that. Here. All right, there we go. Having a severe thunderstorm coming in. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. Well, firstly, my condolences for you being in Ohio, and also severe thunderstorm. Oh, geez. Yeah, hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully, it doesn't knock out your power and leave you in a blackout for like many hours on end. We actually had a thunderstorm like not that long ago where it was like it just came out like nowhere. It lasted for only like maybe 5 minutes, but it was so freaking loud. Like, yeah, it was just kind of startling, honestly. But yeah, hopefully the thunderstorm isn't too bad and everything goes all right and stuff. Weather's been crazy today. Storms knocked out the power for a bit. Wires were down and trees were knocked over. Oh boy, that's that sounds pretty crazy. Hopefully, yeah, no hope. I mean, as long as people aren't like getting hurt and stuff, I feel like that's fine. Because I mean, yeah, the power getting knocked down stuff, it's annoying, but like as long as nobody's getting hurt, I feel like that's kind of what matters. As long as nobody's dying or anything, that's kind of what's really important, I feel like. Right, Leia? Right, you little turd box? Begging for a piece of my chicken, and then when I try to give it to you, you don't even want it? Freaking little turd. Cats, man. Cats. Cats. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Oh, here. How do I get out of here? Oh, there we go. Man, I am truly a fucking technological Neanderthal because I still like have a hard time fucking just navigating this shit. I don't know how I managed to like have a YouTube channel still because again I am so bad when it comes to technology. I can barely operate a microwave to be honest, but I back to normal at least. So yeah, try not to fiddle around too much with all these fancy schmancy buttons down here because that's just gonna cause unnecessary problems, and we certainly do not want that, do we? Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah. So, a question: Halloween or Stradivarius? That's a tough one. I really love both bands. Okay, I know Halloween is obviously the more influential and kind of more important band, but me personally, I think I'm gonna lean a little bit more towards Stradivarius. In all honesty, just because I mean, I did a ranking for Stradivarius, and I mean I haven't done a ranking for Halloween yet, but I did a ranking for Stradivarius, and dude, so many just amazing albums like Fourth Dimension and Visions, Destiny, friggin' Millennium, dude. Stradivarius, I just love Stradivarius so much. I love Halloween, but I think I prefer Stradivarius in all honesty. Hey, at least you know how to edit. I've been doing YouTube for about 7 years, and I don't know how to edit shit. Uh, yeah, dude, I can. I mean, I am like the most basic bitch editing ever. Like, I just use this Clipchamp, which is like just a cheap little free Microsoft editing software. I just upload my shit to that and just put it all together and Infinite. Oh yeah, what? I don't know why I said yeah. Infinite. Yeah, I don't know why I said Millennium. That's a monstrosity album. I don't know. I meant Infinite. I don't know why I said Millennium. But yeah, point is Stradivarius fucking rules. And honestly, in terms of like the European power metal bands, they're probably my favorite. Like, because obviously, for me, when it comes to power metal, I prefer the American side of power metal, where it's kind of more aggressive, more in line with kind of the more traditional heavy metal kind of stuff. But I do still love like a lot of the European power metal bands, and I think Stradivarius honestly probably are maybe the best. But yeah, I mean, yeah, no. But no, man, Ed Guy's like really up there for me too. I don't know. I just love power metal. Yeah, no, I just love point blank. I just love power metal. But yeah, that's what I was saying. I just use extremely basic editing software, and I mean, yeah, I mean my editing process like is not that intricate or anything. Usually, it's just me cutting out moments where I stumble over my words or moments where I just kind of look stupid, which granted I kind of look stupid no matter what I do, but hey, I can make myself look less stupid at least, which is a good thing. Dreams of the Carrion Kind or Dark Recollections, the battle of the one and done metal albums. Personally, for me, I think I prefer Dreams of the Carrion Kind, honestly. Like, don't get me wrong, Dark Recollections is an awesome album, and that's like, the Dismember, Carcass supergroup that only put out one album. But, dude, Dreams of the Carrion Kind is just a banger of an album. Like, again, James Murphy is a riff god. He's just riffing his ass off that entire album. Like, honestly, that whole album is just killer. Dreams of the Carrion Kind, for me. But yeah, no, good matchup, because I do really, really, really enjoy both those albums. Even though I might think Dark Recollections is maybe just a bit like overrated. It's not like super overrated or anything, but it's just like not. It's not like God's gift to death metal, like a lot of people make it out to be, in my opinion. That's just my take on it. Yeah. Delicious. But yeah, if anybody else watching, if anyone here has just popped in, if you got band versus band, album versus album questions, just pop them all down in the comments below. The Eye or In the Shadows? Okay, what was In the Shadows again? Was that Merciful Fate? Oh, I'm stupid. I can't remember. That was Merciful Fate, right? I'm not stupid and thinking of somebody else. Yes, it was. Okay, good. I'm not stupid. Yeah, no, probably, definitely. I think the Eye. I mean, honestly, I think Merciful Fate is the better band, but I don't know. King Diamond, like, he has some really strong solo albums, and the Eye that was my number 2, I think, when I ranked King Diamond. Like, I love that album. It's absolutely awesome. In the Shadows, yeah, I mean, when it comes to Merciful Fate, obviously, it's like the first 2 albums for me, but I think In the Shadows is, a pretty good album, but Yeah, I think the eye wins this one for me. I will give a slight disclaimer that I am a little bit tired and my brain isn't operating at full 100% capacity, so I kind of do apologize for that. I woke up at 4 this morning and I couldn't get back to sleep, so I've just kind of been up for way longer than I usually am, because usually I don't wake up until at least 7 at the earliest. Usually around 8 or 9, though, is when I usually am finally up and about. But yeah, I've been up for a while, and yeah, just how it is. It ain't easy being green. Pew, pew, pew. Screaming for Vengeance or Diary of a Madman? Ooh, that's a good matchup, because Diary of a Madman is possibly my favorite Ozzy Osbourne solo album. I think Diary of a Madman is probably his best solo album, but I think Screaming for Vengeance is still better. Don't get me wrong, Diary of a Madman, awesome album, but come on, dude, Screaming for Vengeance is Screaming for Vengeance. Like a Bloodstone, Electric Eye, freaking Riding on the Wind. That whole album is just kick ass. So yeah, no, probably Screaming for Vengeance for me. Sorry, Ozzy. I mean, I love you, Ozzy, but what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? I might turn on my light here, because it seems like daylight is fading a bit quicker than usual, probably because it is just nothing but clouds. So yeah, no, I'm probably going to turn my light on here in just a second. Ow. I crushed my foot on my chair. I don't know how I did that, but I did. Accepts Restless and Wild versus Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast. Oh, that's honestly harder than I... Well... I've been an Iron Maiden fan for longer than I've been an Accept fan, just because Iron Maiden was the third metal band I ever discovered. But Number of the Beast isn't my favorite Iron Maiden album. It's still a great album. It's phenomenal. But I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like Restless and Wild more, though, is the thing. I think maybe I'm gonna go with why is this so difficult? Why is this the hardest one yet? I'll just by a smidge, I'll probably say Number of the Beast, honestly. I mean, I love Restless and Wild, don't get me wrong, it's a classic album, but I think I gotta give it up to Number of the Beast. Wheels of Steel or Killers? That's another good matchup, because you have the best Di'Anno Maiden album versus possibly the best Saxon album. I don't know, Wheels of Steel is really, really up there. You have, because you also have Denim and Leather, Power and the Glory, etc., etc. Honestly, I think this time I'm going to say Wheels of Steel, because, dude, Wheels of Steel is an absolutely killer album. 747 alone, that song is just absolutely banging. And then you got, the title track, Freeway Mad, Motorcycle Man. Yeah, no, Wheels of Steel is a fucking ripper of an album. I'm probably going to go with Wheels of Steel, honestly. Kind of surprised myself by that choice, honestly. Because you know me, certified Iron Maiden fanboy, if that wasn't obvious already. Come to think of it, I did have one of my Saxon albums proudly on display, just sitting right there for a while. Ooh, Rush 2112 or ZZ Top Afterburner? See, I think you did ZZ Top a bit of a disservice by choosing one of their weaker albums, in my opinion. Like, I don't dislike Afterburner, but it is, like, it's nowhere near my favorite ZZ Top album. But, let's say, yeah, 2112, because I think 2112 is an absolutely awesome album. Now, if it was, Eliminator versus 2112, that would have been more difficult. If it was Tres Hombres versus 2112 or Tejas versus 2112, that would have been harder, but, I'm going to go with 2112. What are your thoughts on Accept's Humanoid? Were you disappointed by it? I wouldn't say disappointed by it necessarily. Maybe just a bit underwhelmed. I mean, for what it is, I think it's still a decent album. It still has some, good tracks on it. But yeah, it sounds a little bit uninspired, frankly, in some spots. It does sound a little kind of not really. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of there a lot of spots, and there's some dumb tracks on there like Straight Up Jack, and that song sucks. And what else? Like what Man Up? Is that what song's called? I don't even remember it. That song sucks. It's just kind of it's just very paint by numbers kind of Accept, and I feel like because like the last few like Accept albums have been absolutely killer. Like dude, like Blood of the Nations was like one of the best comeback albums ever, and then you had fucking like dude, Blind Rage was killer, and like dude, yeah, no, Accept have been on a killer run of albums, but then they put out just kind of the most standard Accept album they could put out. I feel like, yeah, no, yeah. Oh. Bomber or Iron Fist? Personally, for me, I probably would say Bomber. I think Bomber is maybe the slightly stronger album. Actually, yeah. Well, I mean, sorry, Iron Fist, because I actually have. You guys can't see it, but I have an Iron Fist flag hanging right in the corner of my room there. But I think I definitely like Bomber slightly more. I mean, come on, dude. Tail Track, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Lawman. Yeah, Bomber. I mean, Bomber is like bare minimum probably top 3 Motorhead album for me. In all honesty, I love that album. Granted, Iron Fist would be up there too, but yeah. Stay tuned for my upcoming Motorhead ranking, which I know you did yours a while ago, boss. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. Can't wait to listen to the same album fucking 20 times. Woohoo! Ooh, movies. Nightmare on Elm Street 1984 versus Poltergeist 1982. I'll be perfectly honest. I haven't seen the original Poltergeist. I mean, I know it's kind of like a horror classic, but I just haven't really gotten around to it. So kind of by default, Nightmare on Elm Street because I've seen it. Really good movie. I do like it. I'm not even like necessarily like the biggest horror fan, but I do really enjoy Nightmare on Elm Street. Like it's a smart slasher, which I appreciate because most slashers are just fucking dumb in my opinion. But Nightmare on Elm Street is a good, smart slasher, and I do like it. Blood In, Blood Out, or White Devil Armory. It's the battle of more modern thrash albums. Honestly, good matchup because these are. I feel kind of equally strongly about both albums. I feel like. I've probably listened to White Devil Armory more than Blood In, Blood Out. To be perfectly honest. So yeah, I'd probably go with White Devil Armory on that one. You good? You okay? Oh, good. You're fine. She is fine. Yeah. Bum, ba-dum. You know what? I am actually going to quickly just turn on my lights and close my blinds because it is kind of getting dark. So I will be right back. Don't you boys and gals go anywhere. I will be right back. Yeah. Here, just quickly close this shit up. This is what we will do. And then perfecto. Just there we go. Yeah. And it's definitely probably a little bit grainier, but at least I am illuminated somewhat. Okay, there we go. I think that looks all right. I mean, this webcam is probably going to look fucking shitty no matter what I do, but I think this looks all right for the most part. Dissection versus the Gates of Ishtar. Ooh, good matchup actually. See, Gates of Ishtar were consistent and never had a bad album, whereas Dissection put out Ryan Chaos, which is just kind of a doo-doo. But I'll still probably have to go with Dissection, honestly, just because I got into Gates of Ishtar fairly recently, so I still kind of need to spend more time with Gates of Ishtar. I mean, of course, the first two Dissection albums, absolutely legendary for a reason. They're amazing albums. Like, that's still so many fucking bands out there that copy Dissection. It's insane. Like, you could literally create a genre called Dissect. There probably is a genre out there somewhere, Dissection Core, because there's so many fucking bands out there that ape Dissection. It's crazy. Where'd that come from? Bit of a scratcher in my knuckle there. Probably got it at work. Scrubbing the shit up. Pan or whatever I was doing at the time. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. My apologies for that. Bam, bam, bam. Let's see. Hopefully we can get some more people in here because it is a little bit slow at the moment. Let's see. 5:30 currently. Yeah, we'll keep this going for a bit longer. Hopefully we'll maybe get a little bit more people in here. Yeah. But we'll see. I'm happy just to be here, shooting the shit. It's good times indeed, had by all. Good times indeed, had by all. Do 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 do. Bow 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 bow. Bow bow bow. Bow bow down. Bow 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 down. Bow 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 bow. Nightwish versus Epica? I kind of don't really listen to much of either, if I'm being honest. I'm picky with my symphonic metal. Like, it kind of, a lot of it I find just kind of goes off the rails and stuff, and I'm just not maybe go off the rails isn't maybe quite the right analogy, but a lot of it is just very kind of overly dramatic, overbloated. So I kind of again I'm very picky when it comes to my symphonic metal stuff, and Nightwish and Epica both really kind of aren't really my style in that whole kind of scene, like I prefer Therian and like Septic Flesh and like a kind of more like Flesh God Apocalypse, like for like symphonic metal. I kind of prefer bands like that. All in all honesty, but yeah, no. So I'm kind of have to abstain for that one because neither of them I really listen to all that much. Maybe I have to get into them. Who knows? Dehumanizer or Strange Highways? I'd probably say Dehumanizer. I really like Strange Highways, though. It's a really good album. Like, I also think that's kind of one of the more underrated Dio albums, or Dio solo albums, I guess I should say. But Dehumanizer is just, I mean, it's, again, admittedly, it's my least favorite of the whole, Dio era Sabbath albums, but it's still a really good album. Yeah. Ugh. Sorry about that. Do 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 boom boom. Coffee is slowly but surely getting cold. A bit of an itch on my neck. Could scratch it out like a meth addict. Fun times are had by all indeed. You guys, can you guys hear that? I'm not sure if you can, but I can hear it. My older cat is crying right now outside my door. Or, well, he's not outside my door. He's like in the hallway, kind of. But he is crying his guts out. Just because he's old and wants food, I guess. I don't know. He's like that cat's literally older than me. It's honestly kind of crazy to think about. Yeah, well, he doesn't really do like a meow. It's more like a meow. That's literally what he sounds like. I mean, no, again, he's literally older than me. He's like 19 or 19 years old, somewhere in that ballpark. Kind of insane if you think. Kind of, yeah, he's old. And he's grumpy. But we love him regardless because, we as human beings do not own cats. They own us. We are merely their servants to deliver them food and whatever it is they wish for. Isn't that right, you little turd? Yeah. Oh, boss, if you're still here, I saw you did I saw that Levi finally let you into one of his streams, and you were chatting it up with Necrotic Nick on Tuesday. I'm sorry I couldn't be there because I had to work that night, or else I totally would have shown up. So yeah, no, apologize for me not being there and stuff. Yeah, I didn't chat. I only caught like a little bit of it. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, again, I was working, so. He regretted letting me in the stream. But what'd you do? Did you just sit there and like talk about like erectile torsion like the entire time? What did you do when you were in Levi's stream? Did you make a stinky? Did you do something naughty? What did you do? Aborted or cattle decapitation? Oh, honestly, cattle decap. I love aborted, but I've been dude, the last few Cal Decap albums have been absolutely fucking incredible. So, I'm gonna go with Cal Decap. Yo, Rusty Darlington, what is up, my man? How are you doing? Yeah, welcome to the stream. I argued with him about Venom being black metal. Well, okay. Here's my take on Venom, the Venom black metal argument. To me, yes, they coined the term. Yes, they influenced so many black metal bands. But Venom themselves are not a black metal band. They are a new wave of British heavy metal band, in my opinion. They just have very lo-fi, shitty production. That is the only thing that's kind of black metal-y about them. Otherwise, to me, they are a new album band. Yo, James G. Philosopher, what is up, buddy? How are you doing? Deathcore or new metal? I admittedly don't really listen to either, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with new metal just because I do have a big soft spot for a few new metal bands and albums still there. Like I still fucking love the Deftones. I will jam the Deftones on a regular basis with no shame, and I still love like early Slipknot and early Static X and stuff. I like the first couple Korn albums, so for me, probably new metal. I'm just still not really into deathcore like at all, honestly, aside from a bit of Whitechapel and maybe like a little bit of like Through the Eyes of the Dead, and that's really kind of the full extent of my deathcore journey. Ayo, what's up, my man? Not too much to just come to hang for a little bit. Venom, I would say, are just a bit more of an extreme Motorhead. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I would totally agree with that. They are just kind of a grittier, more slightly kind of dirty Motorhead. Yo, Levi, what is up, my man? How are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. All my fucking YouTube buddies are pulling up for this one, which is sick. Yes, yeah, we were. Heard, according to Boss Antelope, when you guys did your stream together on Tuesday, you did a little bit of you got into a bit of a heated debate regarding Venom's status as a black metal band. Hanging out, did my 2 reviews for the weekend, Pelican and Anthropomorphia. Oh yeah, dude, Pelican. I still need to check out that Pelican album. Like, I'm a pretty big Pelican fan personally, but it literally came out today, but I still haven't listened to it yet because I don't know. I was just busy like doing other things. But I mean, yeah, I'm pretty excited for it because I love Pelican and yeah. Anthropomorphia, I'm admittedly not familiar with, but that's definitely going to be a band for me to check out. Just because I'm going to assume like death metal just from the name. Anthropomorphia, I'm assuming it's like death metal, maybe grindcore. I'm not even 100% sure. We did. Well, I'm right and Boss is wrong. Yeah, no, sorry I couldn't be there for the stream because I was working that night, but I would love to have seen that because I feel like it would have been very, very funny. But yeah, I'll just reiterate my stance on it. Venom is not a black metal band. They are a new wave of British heavy metal band, to me, in my humble opinion. Death metal / black and death metal from the Netherlands. It's like if Behemoth and Boltthrower were combined with Immolation. That actually sounds pretty kick-ass. Like, I'll definitely check that out because I mean I like all 3 of those bands, and I mean black and death metal. Hell yeah, I'm down. I'll definitely be jamming it, and I'll watch your review whenever it comes out, and I'll definitely check it out because I am very, very, I'm curious to check that out now. I'm right, but it's okay, Levi. All right, calm down, ladies. Just come on, just no cat fights around here. All right, everybody, just calm down. All right, just no cat fights here. All right, ladies, just calm your titties. Black and Tremolos, Bolt Thrower, Double Time, and Immolation Dissonance. That sounds like a recipe for something that's going to be right up my alley. Yeah, here, I'm actually going to quickly bookmark that band, add it to my ever-growing list of fucking bookmarks because that's just what I do. Fucking, how do you... I'm just going to copy and paste this because I fucking cannot spell. Oh, wow, this is an older band. 1989, okay. Oh. Yeah, I have actually never heard of this band before, so, yeah, no. Shame on me. Shame on my ass. Speaking of lads, do we like the shit of God? I mean, I think Levi kind of subbed up my thoughts on here perfectly. Musically, yes. Lyrically, not so much. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. Like, musically, it's definitely better than the last two Behemoth albums, but I mean, lyrically, it's just kind of a freaking cringe fest, just because, you know, yeah, no, it's just not. Yeah, no, lyrically, I just think Nurgle's kind of run out of ideas, and yeah, and it's just kind of being a little bit. It just screams edgelord, but I mean, musically, it was pretty good. There were some really strong tracks on it, honestly, and again, much better than the I Love You at Your Darkest, or what, Obs Contra in the Trum. I always forget the fucking title of that one. I did a video in 10 minutes. I never got into People's on there. Yep, I do remember you talking about that. However, I got a kick out of it. Well, who knows? Maybe that will be kind of maybe it's opened the door for you to finally get into Behemoth. But I mean, who knows? And for Morphia, named after the Amato Italian horror, perhaps. Possibly, I don't know. I admittedly, when it comes to like Italian horror, I am a complete fucking. I wouldn't even call myself a noob. I don't even know any of the Italian horror. Like, yes, I know of like Fulci and Argento, but I haven't seen any of their movies. Again, I'm also really just not the biggest horror fan because I'm a little fucking pussy. But yeah. I bought I Loved You at Your Darkest and have only listened to it twice. Haha, it's awful. Yeah, no, I Loved You at Your Darkest. It's pretty bad. I don't really know what they were trying to do with that album, but they did a thing. It was not a great thing, but they certainly did a thing. Nurgle looked at Deicide and Glenn Benton and said, "Hold my inverted flaming cross." Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like there's sort of an unspoken competition between Deicide and Behemoth as to who can be like the most lyrically just cringeworthy death metal band. I feel like there's kind of an unspoken competition between them. That's hilarious, though. Like, we get it, guys. You don't want to go to church and you don't want to fucking do your Bible study. Just fucking love Deicide. Oh, I love Deicide too. But I mean, dude, some of their lyrics are fucking terrible. Oh my god, man. Like, I mean, like, yeah, no, I mean, I love Deicide, but some of their lyrics are just fucking too bad. They're bad. Deicide and Behemoth tour, book it, lol. I mean, honestly, that would be kind of a perfect lineup, I feel like. I mean, because those two bands, I feel like, fit each other kind of hand in hand. Honestly, you know what they should do? They should do the Deicide and Behemoth tour, but they should have like Striper open for them. I would love to see the crowd for that fucking show. That would be hilarious to me. Like Striper out here just fucking throwing Bibles, and then like Nurgle gets on stage after, and he's like, "Throw them back on here. We're gonna fucking burn them. Throw those fucking Bibles back here on stage. I'm gonna fucking take a shit on it because fuck Jesus. Christ is cringe, yo." Homie, God is cringe. No cap, for real, for real. All right, I gotta stop. I've been contaminated with the language of the Zoomer. Well, I am a Zoomer, but you know, it doesn't feel good to speak these words. It just feels like there's slugs falling out of my mouth. If anyone ever catches me unironically saying "no cap, for real," just fucking shoot me. Seriously, just put a bullet right there because I have revoked my right to life. Frankly, dankly. I want to pet Kitty, but she is sleeping. I do not want to disturb the princess while she is in her little slumber. Oh, There we go. That looks better. Persecution Mania or Among the Living? That's a tough one, but I'm gonna have to go with Among the Living. Just because Persecution Mania, I love it, but it's not my favorite Sodom album. I think that was number 4 when I ranked Sodom. It's in the top 5 without a doubt, but yeah, no, I'd have to say probably Among the Living. Among the Living, because come on, dude. Just the Rift City, my dog. I gotta leave. The storm is almost here because I heard a rumble of thunder. All right, well, good luck. Good luck out there, Aaron. Hopefully, the storm doesn't take out your power for too long. And it's always good to see you around, man. So, yeah, good luck out there, and thank you for stopping by. Persecution Mania for me. I love Persecution Mania. I do. Man, dude, Among the Living is so good. I Am the Law. NFL, Inokina however you say it. Indians, Caught in a Mosh, Imitation of Life, dude. Every single song on there is a ripper. Saw Danzig, anniversary of his debut, Behemoth, Satanic Husband and Wife doo-wop band Twin Temple, and Midnight. Behemoth tore it up. That sounds like a fucking sick-ass show. But really, Behemoth and Midnight and Danzig? That's a hell of a lineup. That is a hell of a lineup. Well, Danzig, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But, maybe if it was back in, when Danzig could actually sing, then it would be cool. But, because, I don't know. I feel like Danzig's voice has kind of just been shot to shit since, probably 1998, honestly. I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe that's kind of a hot take, but I kind of just lose interest in Danzig after Danzig 4. Honestly, after that, it's just kind of who cares? I don't. Some of you do, but I don't. Do you play any instruments, mate? No, I do not play any instruments. I would like to learn. It's just it does take quite a bit of time to actually become even halfway decent at an instrument. If I were to learn an instrument, I would either learn guitar. Well, I feel like I would learn guitar and bass just because I would like to be able to play both, because I do think, honestly, if I could, I'd probably choose to play bass because I think bass is the best instrument in metal, to be frank. But, I don't, at this current moment, I don't play any instruments. I played the recorder in, grade 4 for a few classes, and then I don't know, I just kind of gave up on it because I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to play Hot Cross Buns anymore. Mental Funeral or Mortal Throne of Nazarene? The battle of the ugly, doomy death metal sophomores. For me, probably it's going to be Mental Funeral. Mortal Throne of Nazarene is really good, but it's a bit of a downgrade from Onward to Golgotha, in my opinion. Just mainly on the production front. It's just not as hard-hitting production-wise, but dude, Mental Funeral is just gross and nasty, and I love it. So yeah, for me, Mental Funeral. And we have Ulcerate Cutting the Throat, not Cutting the Throat of God. Where am I? Ulcerate Everything is Fire, or Gorguts from Wisdom to Hate. Probably Everything is Fire for me. I think that's a really, really good album. From Wisdom to Hate, I do like it, but I feel like Ulcerate have just kind of taken what Gorguts do and kind of, just make it. I feel like Ulcerate has taken what Gorguts, Gorguts got the ball rolling, but Ulcerate got the ball rolling faster and turned the ball into this gargantuan, nightmarish thing that I love. So yeah, for me, probably Everything is Fire, definitely. Well, did not mean to do that. Splashed a little bit of coffee on myself. Oh, hey, what is up, Guitars and the Power They Hold? Is that a Def reference? Oh, probably not. I could not imagine that's a Def reference at all. I doubt it. But anyways, you have a question. Defeated Sanity, Prelude to the Tragedy, or Cryptopsy, Blasphemy Made Flesh? Blasphemy Made Flesh, Prelude to the Tragedy. It's a solid album. I do like it, but not my favorite Defeated Sanity album. If it was Passages to Deformity or Psalms of the Moribund. If it was Psalms of the Moribund, I probably would have gone with Defeated Sanity, honestly. But Yeah, I'm gonna go with Blasphemy Made Flesh on this one. Like, dude, come on. The song Open Face Surgery alone pulls that album over the edge for me. And you have, apagore, defenestration, which is still one of my favorite words in the English language, honestly, just because I love how that there is such an oddly specific term for specifically for throwing somebody out of an open window. It is such a weird, such a wonderful thing. It is. Oh, no way! It is a deaf reference. I never would have participated. I could have never anticipated that. I definitely had no inclinations whatsoever that was a deaf reference. Definitely none whatsoever. Yo, rockin' movies with Tyler. What is up, my man? So I just listened to New Pelican, nice, Callous Boys, and Drouth. So far, I dig Callous Boys. I'm looking forward to listening to new Cadaver. Also on vacation. Oh, nice, man. Nice. Where are you on vacation, if I may pry? Love the bridge riff in Serial Messiah. Oh, yeah, no. Serial Messiah is another killer track. I mean, yeah, production is maybe not the best on Blasphemy Made Flesh. Like, the guitars definitely don't have much presence in the mix, which I kind of don't really like all that much, but it's still a fucking killer album. I mean, obviously, None So Vile is the go-to for me, so yeah. And speaking of None So Vile, we have Vile versus None So Vile. I will say, I think you did Vile a disservice because you pitted up. I know some people, like, I know Levi, if you're still here, I know that's like your number 2 Cannibal Corpse album. I know some people really love Vile, but for me, putting that up against arguably like one of the greatest brutal technical death metal albums of all time, sorry, it's got to be None So Vile. Especially since for me, None So Vile was like my gateway into all things brutal death metal. That was the very first brutal death metal band I ever heard. I mean, again, argue amongst yourselves about whether or not Cannibal Corpse is a brutal death metal band, but for me, None So Vile was my gateway to all things brutal death metal, and I still have such a tremendous soft spot for that album. Florida. Well, that's very, very nice. Florida. We welcome you to the Sunshine State. Observing all the interesting wildlife, the crocodiles, the iguanas, the naked people on meth. Great wildlife down there in Florida, eh? I've never been to Florida, but I can imagine for me it would probably be a huge culture shock because, I mean, so many things are different in America compared to Canada, but I feel like Florida especially is like the antithesis or like the complete opposite of what where I am is, where it's just, I don't know, Florida is just a wild place. And I kind of can't help but love it for that. Like, honestly, it's just so honestly crazy, and I kind of appreciate it for that. I was about to ask whereabouts are you from, and then you say in Canada. Yes, I am in fact in beautiful Canada, more specifically in British Columbia, so way on the west coast, where we don't say a boot. No one here says a boot. That is again, nitpicking, but I feel like that's like a stereotype that applies to the whole country for some reason, but like exclusively Eastern Canadians say a boot. You come here to BC and you say a boot, people are going to look at you like you're on drugs, all right? I'm just going to put that out there. Anyways, unrelated tangent. Let's get back to some more questions here. Terrible Certainty or South of Heaven? See, now, I love South of Heaven. It's an amazing album. Not my favorite Slayer album. Terrible Certainty, my favorite Creator album. I love that album. So for me, it's got to be Terrible Certainty. I'm sorry, it's just got to be. I love Terrible Certainty. I know it's not your favorite, I think, but number 7, you putting that album that low, it hurt, honestly. In all honesty, it hurt when you put it that low. I love Terrible Certainty so much. It's one of my favorite thrash albums. So yeah, Terrible Certainty for me. One more album versus Swallow the Sun, New Moon versus Insomnium, Since the Day It All Came Down. This is actually kind of a good matchup because they're kind of similar, like melodic death metal, although obviously Swallow the Sun's a lot more death doom than Insomnium. Probably New Moon for me. Yeah, no, I'd probably say New Moon. I really like that album. I mean, that Insomnium album is really good too. But I've been really just a bigger Swallow the Sun fan anyway. So yeah, I'd probably say Swallow the Sun on that one. But still, that's a pretty damn solid Insomnium album. Honestly, one of their best, I think. Bow, bow, bow. Oh, this is an interesting matchup here. Ace Fix self-titled versus Autopsy Acts of the Unspeakable. Okay, well, neither of them are necessarily my, well, yeah, I'll probably Ace Fix self-titled. Just kind of, no, I like the self-titled. I think, again, it's not my favorite Ace Fix album, but I do like it. I think it is a really solid album. Acts of the Unspeakable, it's got great songs on it, but the production is horrible. Like, it's just so like thin and just the production on Acts of the Unspeakable sucks. It's got some really good songs on it, but the production is just garbage in my opinion. So yeah, Ace Fix subtitled for me, especially since Ace Fix is pretty much my favorite death metal band. So you put anything up against Ace Fix for the most part, you're gonna kind of lose, honestly. I don't know why, but I feel like I've explained this so many times, but people still keep pairing up, things with Ace Fix. And I mean, I don't have a problem with it, obviously, but I just think it's kind of funny that it's like, again, like, how many times do I have to jerk off Last One on Earth for people to stop paying up against any other death metal album? Because it's just like, because it's my favorite death metal album of all time. You put it up against literally anything, it's going to lose. I'm sorry, that's just the way the world works. Hooded Menace, Never Cross the Dead, or Winter into Darkness. Confession time, I still have not listened too much in the way of Hooded Menace, so by default, Winter. I know! Crucify me, why don't you? Hooded Menace is a band I should be absolutely all over and in love with, but I am not, so because I'm not. I don't know them that well. I still need to listen to a full-length album by them. I know. I'm terrible. I'm a piece of shit. I should know them, but by default, Winter into Darkness. Which, by the way, I actually recently just ordered a t-shirt of Winter's into Darkness, so hopefully that'll be here somewhat soon. I am very much anticipating it. Just like me and Maiden's debut. Oh, yeah. I mean, you have Maiden's debut in your, profile picture, which, I mean, yeah. No, I mean, just like, kind of the same way with that. Like, it's like, you pit, like, any album up against my favorite album of all time. It's just like, yeah. Yeah, or you have Master Puppet. Exactly. It's like you pit any other album up against it, and sorry, you lose. You lose big time. Jerking off the Last One on Earth may wind up being an actual thing soon in America. Oh, God, that's just a depressing image. Like, imagine being like the last two people on Earth and you're just jerking each other off. That's just sad, honestly. God, that is somehow like the most depressing apocalypse ending. It's just like, all right, let's have one small moment of pleasure before us two, are turned into fucking dust. It's the final nut. This is the nut that kills humanity. The last one on Earth ejaculates and he dies. And so does humanity. What the fuck am I even talking about, honestly? Ugh, man. Ugh. Hey, you. Want to come here? Do you want to give me likes on the internet? Because you love me very much and you do everything I say? Come here, kitten. Come here. Get over here, you. Oh, there you are. Hello. What's up?
Look. Please, like, what? What are you doing? Where's my perfect little kitten? You say hi to some people. Say hello, people. I am here. Give this guy likes, please, because I know you like cats. We're on the internet. Cats are basically currency. I am a free ticket to a billion trillion subscribers. Hey, okay, fine, I'll put you down.
Oh, stinky kitten. Anyways, back to questions. Napalm Death, Utopia Banished, or Misery Index Retaliate? Ooh, that's actually a really good matchup, honestly. Even though I'm not necessarily the world's biggest Napalm Death fan, I'd probably go Utopia Banished, because I actually do really like Utopia Banished. It's honestly a really, really good Napalm Death album. Like, that's definitely kind of still, again, more death metal oriented than some of their other material, but I actually do really like that album. Ooh, song battle. For the Love of God by Steve Vai or Far Beyond the Sun by Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm probably going to have to abstain from this one, honestly. I don't really listen to much of either of them. I mean, Steve Vai and like Yngwie Malmsteen, I can respect them for, being talented musicians and stuff, but they're very much like kind of like musicians, music artists. Like, I feel like you kind of have to be a musician yourself in order to fully appreciate like guitarists like Steve Vai or Yngwie Malmsteen. So I don't know, personally for me, I'm kind of not really, I'm not well versed enough in either of their catalog to really give an opinion. So yeah, the final nut down dodo. Yeah. Also, yep. This is my kitten, and she is absolutely perfect in every single way. Battle of Guitarists, John Petrucci or Chuck Schuldiner? I know this is probably going to hurt the prog man here, because I know, Levi, you are pretty much is a resident prog man, but I'm going to go with Chuck Schuldiner, honestly. I respect John Petrucci. He's an amazing guitar player, don't get me wrong. But Chuck is better in my opinion. Like, Chuck literally, he invented or partially invented a whole new genre of music. You gotta give him, like, come on, how can you not, like, I know this is fucking old news, but I'm sure all you guys remember, like, probably when Rolling Stone put out, like, their top 250 greatest guitarists list, and it was fucking terrible. How do you have Meshuggah's guitarist on that list, but you don't have fucking Chuck Schuldiner? Like, it's mind-boggling. But yeah, Rolling Stone sucks, so I don't know, who cares, but still, that's just, how dare you do that to Chuck? But yeah, I'm also admittedly just not really much of a Dream Theater fan. I know, crucify me if you will, but I like Death, so yeah, kind of Chuck boy by default. And on that note, my little boy has just woken up from his nap, so I better go tend to him. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Go spend time with your boy. It's great to see you. So yeah, hopefully you'll come by in these live streams more often. It's always great, chatting with you and stuff. So yeah, take care, my friend, and I will see you around. Oh, Dimebag Darrell or Marty Friedman? I mean, can I take both? Man, I would say probably Dimebag. I don't know. Dimebag for me, probably. I mean, Marty Friedman is one of the greatest guitarists of all time, but Dimebag is just, come on. How can you not love Dimebag? Every single riff he wrote was fucking incredible. Even back when they were like a shitty glam metal band, he was still slinging leads and shit like nobody's fucking business. You're the golem of cats according to the way you talk to it, lol. I'm not being serious, but I'm just making jokes and stuff because, it's like, we're on the internet. People love cats, so I just like to make jokes about stuff like that because, but I mean, I love my little kitten more than almost anything in the world, honestly. wouldn't trade her for the world. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was,
Isn't that right, my little kitten? I squeaks. He's a squeaky McQueaky.
I would join more live streams, but our time difference fucks it up. No worries, may have fun. Oh yeah, no, I get that because you're all the way in Kiwi land in New Zealand, so time zones suck, man. Why can't we all just live in the same time zone? I know it's not scientifically possible, but whatever. Time zones are annoying as shit. But yeah, hopefully you'll be able to yeah. Anyways, you're probably out here by now, but have a good one. Spend time with your boy. Battle of Drummers, Dave Lombardo or Gene Hoglan? I mean, probably. I mean, I love Gene Hoglan. He's a fucking beast, but Dave Lombardo is Dave Lombardo. Like, dude, have you listened to the intro of Criminally Insane? Have you listened to that fucking drum beat? Have you? It's pretty damn good. Granted, I love Gene Hoglan, but I think Dave Lombardo. Again, admittedly, I'm not really one for comparing like individual musicians per se, just because it's like, again, I'm not really going anywhere with that. I'm just saying I'm not really one for necessarily comparing like individual musicians. I like to compare like their works, like I like to compare albums, I like to compare bands, hell, I even like to compare songs. So yeah, admittedly, it's maybe a little bit outside of my realm, especially since I'm not a musician by any means. Like I can't really speak on any of like the technical aspects or like with any real kind of authority on the matter, but that's just me. Mike Smith or Flo Meunier? Dude, like you picked like the two, arguably like the two like best like brutal death metal drummers out there. I mean, Lau Gruber from Defeated Sanity is like way up there too, but I don't know, dude. Flo is such a beast, but so is Mike Smith. I guess you can make the argument without like Mike Smith's drumming, there wouldn't have been a Flo Meunier. I probably have to say Flo Meunier though, just because, dude, he's insane. It's inhuman what that fucking guy does behind the kit. Like, so frantic and chaotic, but somehow still like catchy and shit. Like, come on, dude. John Gallagher or Frank Mullen, the battle of vocalists now. I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of liked John Gallagher's delivery, like how he just has a, ultra low, just gross kind of delivery. Granted, Frank Mullen is like one of the greatest death metal vocalists of all time, without a doubt. But for me, I'd probably lean a little bit more towards John Gallagher. I think he took what kind of Frank Mullen was doing and honestly kind of improved on it in a certain way. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. The Battle of Basis, Alex Webster or Steve DiGiorgio? So the fretless freak Steve DiGiorgio or Alex Webster of Cannibal Corpse and Blooded Science fame? Maybe Steve DiGiorgio a little bit. I just feel like his bass lines are kind of more memorable a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Plus, he was on one of my favorite Testament albums, The Gathering, which is possibly my favorite Testament album still. I mean, I'll find out when I do rank Testament, but dude, The Gathering is such a fucking ripper of an album. And Steve DiGiorgio's on that album, and he's basing his ass off. It's fucking absolutely amazing. Peter Steele or Cliff Burton? I don't know if that's necessarily a fair comparison because Cliff Burton never did vocals. As far as I'm aware, he never did any vocal work. He just played bass. So I mean, if we're comparing like the bass work of both those guys, then obviously the answer has got to be Cliff Burton. But if we're comparing vocals, then obviously it'd be Peter Steele bass wise. I figure that's what you're going for, but still, it's kind of a bit of an unfair matchup because I mean, Peter Steele, the thing that made Peter Steele great was like his tone. Really, I felt like he was better at getting a great tone on his bass than he was maybe necessarily writing like bass lines to a degree. Not to say he was bad or anything, but I feel like it's his bass tone that really set him apart from other bassists. Whereas Cliff Burton was just God in human flesh, frankly. Dee Dee Verney or Frankie Bello? I mean, it's gotta be Dee Dee Verney, I think. I mean, Dee Dee Verney, he practically invented the clank bass, which is like still one of the most iconic bass sounds of all time. Like, that was him. That was him. He fucking started the whole clank bass thing, which is just fucking awesome. And, I mean, no disrespect to Frankie. He's an awesome bassist, but Dee Dee Verney, again, the clank, man. I like, what can I say? I like the clank. I like the clanky, 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 clank. Pat O'Brien or Rob Barrett? I mean, granted, Rob Barrett didn't like go crazy and like burn down his house with like human skulls in it, so I guess maybe by that default, Rob Barrett. I can guitar wise though, I probably lean a little bit more towards Rob Barrett. Anyways, honestly, I feel like I don't know. I like Rob Barrett. I think he's a really great guitarist. Granted, Pat O'Brien, solid guitarist as well, great guitarist actually, and I mean, I do feel for what happened to him because it seems like he just genuinely had like a episode. So I do feel bad for the guy. At least he's like, you know, kind of back on his feet now, and he's is he still doing stuff with X Order, or has he like moved on now? Because the last I saw, he was doing stuff with X Order. Battle of vocalists: James Hetfield or Chuck Billy? So the yeah versus Chuck Billy's Willie. Probably James Hetfield. I think James Hetfield has more range than Chuck Billy. Like James Hetfield, like yeah, he has kind of his standard like metal shout, but he can also do like crooning. He can sing really well. Chuck Billy, his clean vocals are not the best. Like his voice is very gruff. It's not made for like ballads and stuff, which even, and you know, they still tried, you know, obviously it's like Return to Serenity and Trail of Tears and stuff like that. And I don't know, I'd probably say James Hetfield. I just feel like he has a better range and he's just kind of a better delivery, I feel like. I love Chuck Billy, but I'd say James Hetfield is probably the better vocalist of the two. Ugh. Yeah. 10 Commandments or Testimony of the Ancients? 10 Commandments, definitely without a doubt. I like Testimony of the Ancients. It's a good album, but if it was Consuming Impulse versus 10 Commandments, I would have gone with Pestilence, but dude, fucking 10 Commandments is such a ripper of an album. That's just like pure Floridian death metal at its best. I know they were originally from New York, but who fucking cares? Corthon or Tom Warrior? I mean, when you consider that Corthon did everything pretty much, like when you consider Corthon was Bathory and he did literally everything, then I would say Corthon maybe. But again, okay, or if we're just comparing them vocal-wise, vocally-wise, I would lean a little bit more towards Tom Warrior, honestly. Like, yeah, Corthon pioneered the whole shrill black metal delivery, but I always loved Tom Warrior's delivery. I always loved the, you know, the oohs. And, like, dude, so many vocalists you'll find that sound like Tom Warrior, and vocally-wise, if we're comparing the two, I'd say I like Tom Warrior's voice a little bit more. Again, the ooh. I fucking love it when he does that. And I love it when other bands do that too. Tom arguably created death metal vocals. Yeah, no, there's definitely an argument to be made there. Like well, I mean, it's really kind of like, you know, between him, you know, obviously him, Chuck Schuldiner, and Jeff Becerra as to who like was created the death metal vocal sound. But I mean, you know. Again, we can, you know, all, you know, sit here and debate till the cows come home about who was the true first real death metal band, but yeah, you know, even Cam Lee's in the mix. Yeah. You know, I would say, I mean, especially in like the earlier, like, you know, Massacre, like demos and stuff like that, you know, their debut obviously didn't come out until 1991, which I feel like lessened Massacre's impact to a degree because, yeah, demos are important stuff, but obviously it's like, you know, full-length albums that really make the big splashes. Like, had that album come out earlier, I feel like it would have really made a huge impact, in all honesty. So there's darkness. Let there be light. Let there be light. And there was light. I would always say that Possessed were thrash that inspired Def to take what they did but make it death metal. Yeah, no, I've always leaned more on the argument that Possessed or a thrash band, like a heavier thrash band. But like, yeah, no, to me, I feel like that's definitely a fair assessment. Like Possessed laid the foundations for Def to lay further foundations. Like they like Possessed, like, like scoured the location and they made the nice little dirt plot, but it was Def who actually began building, putting in the concrete or rebar shit, whatever you have to do to make a death metal building, I guess. And it's probably it's probably a horrible analogy, but you get my point. Hopefully, anyways. Same with Venom to Bathory. Venom were a speed metal band that inspired Bathory to make it black metal. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Like, yeah, no, I would agree with that. Like, they were, speed metal / kind of new wabum band that inspired other bands to, take what they were. Again, just like the same thing. They scouted out the location, they made the little dirt plot, but then, bands like Bathory and Celtic Frost and Hellhammer and all this stuff, they were the ones who actually began building the structure of what would become black and metal. Yeah. I mean, again, that's kind of like the cool thing about metal is that you can always like go back and you can look further down the lineage to see, kind of where it all started. Like, you look at the old school thrash bands and, they were inspired by Judas Priest and Angel Witch and Exciter, even to a certain degree. And, it's like, again, they laid the foundations, they scouted the location, they made a little dirt plot, and then the bands began building on top of it. That's the coffee all gone, so now I'm going to sit here and be better growls, Michael Ockerfeld or Frank Mullen. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting matchup. Better growls. I feel like you'd probably disagree with me, but I'd probably have to say I think Frank Mullen is the better growler of the two. Apparently growler is like a slang for like in British that is like hilariously offensive or something, but I don't know. I don't think there's any British people watching this, but apparently that's what I've heard. But anyways, the better growler, in my opinion, is probably Frank Mullen because, again, he really kind of laid down, like, he kind of really started the whole brutal death metal style of vocals where it's just like the ultra low, ultra kind of, just, again, just gross, nasty, kind of, almost kind of evil sounding death metal delivery. Granted, Michael Ockerfeld can sound fucking evil too, and he can, go right back to crooning like an angel, which, I've always loved that about Michael's vocals, the whole Beauty and the Beast dynamic within them. But, I would say, I feel like that's fair, kind of. David Vincent or Glenn Benton. For me, probably David Vincent. I'd say David Vincent because I feel like David Vincent has kind of a better range. Honestly, you listen to the first 4 Morbid Angel albums, his vocals sound different on each album, which I think is super cool. And my problem always with Glenn Benton is that while I do like his vocals, I feel like his voice has kind of aged not that well. But I always feel like he uses too many effects on his vocals, like the layering thing. Yeah, it's effective for what they're going for, but I find a lot of the time it's kind of he kind of just uses it too often, and it does get a little bit annoying, frankly. But still a solid vocalist. But I think Dave Vincent is the stronger of the two. Oh, honestly, I've been sorry. I'm fairly tired, but honestly, I think even Steve Tucker is probably better than Glenn Benton, if I'm being perfectly honest. Levi, get out, you filthy motherfucker. You pinned. I love John Tardy. I do love John Tardy, but Martin Van Drunen is kind of, in my humble opinion, the greatest death metal vocalist of all frickin' time. So yeah, Martin Van Drunen. But I feel like I just stabbed John Tardy in the back, and I didn't want to do that. I love you, John Tardy. Oh. But dude, Martin Van Drunen is literally, ugh. I don't know how either of them do it, honestly. Still 30 years later, and their voices have not really aged that much, and how do you sing that like that and not have your vocal cords look like they were eaten by fucking rats after 10 years, let alone 30? Ross Dolan or Craig Pilliard? Ross Dolan, yeah. I like Ross Dolan's delivery. He's got, granted, Craig Pilliard has this absolutely monstrous fucking roar, but, dude, Ross Dolan, he's just got such an amazingly evil delivery. He just sounds fucking menacing, and he also has a very unique growl, frankly, because honestly, there are quite a few vocalists out there, I feel that sound like Craig Pilliard. You listen to bands like Rodervor and stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot of vocalists out there that kind of do sound like Craig Pilliard. Ross Dolan, to me, is still very much a unique death metal vocalist. He's still very much just got that. He's still got just a unique delivery. And he's intelligible, too, which I really like because, a lot of times with death metal vocalists, it's just it's you can't really understand what they're saying. But I would say I think Ross Dolan's the better vocalist. I would describe Tardy and Drunen's vocals to be high gutturals. Yeah. That's actually a fair assessment, I feel because you really still get the throatiness in their vocals, and you still get the lower kind of thing, but it's it's obviously sung high, and it's they're both just such amazing vocalists, and I love them both to death. Dallas Toller-Wade or Carl Sanders, who's the better vocalist? Dallas Toller-Wade. Is that the... Sorry. Okay, I don't know why I'm blanking on Dallas Toller-Wade. I should know who that is. Was he also in... Was that the other vocalist in Nile? Or I thought that was George Callias. Or no, he was the guitarist, right? Yeah, no, okay. Sorry, I got... Oh, 1997, 2002. Yeah, no, sorry. I got him mixed up with someone else, I feel like. I feel like there's someone else with a similar name. Or maybe... I'm just dumb, but anyways, I got them mixed up with... Okay, anyways. Probably Dallas Toller-Wade, I feel like is maybe the better vocalist. Carl Sanders is a better guitarist, for sure, but I think maybe Dallas Toller-Wade is probably the better vocalist. That's just my opinion. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'd say probably Dallas. For me personally. But now, Levi, if I may propose a question to you. Who has better clean vocals? Dan Swano or Michael Ockerfeldt? Gary Holt or Jeff Hanneman? I mean, they're both two of the greatest thrash metal guitarists of all time, but I'd probably maybe say Jeff Hanneman just because he's fucking Jeff Hanneman and he is one of the greatest guitarists of all time, and he's just fucking riff lord, a riff god, a god of the riff. I'll probably say Jeff Hanneman personally. Dallas's delivery is recognizable, so much that I thought it was so that I thought the vocalist of Time Ghoul was Dallas. Yeah, no, I definitely say he probably has a strong delivery. Time Ghoul though, yeah, no, Time Ghoul's a fucking really cool band. Like in terms of like the cosmic like death metal kind of stuff, I think Time Ghoul's really really good. Dan Swano, since he has more range, he even did power metal falsettos. I thought that would kind of trip you up a little bit more, honestly, because I know you're such a giant fan of both of those guys. But yeah, I think Dan Swano definitely has kind of a more range. But I mean, they're both amazing vocalists for sure. Peter Tackman too. I kind of lump those three kind of in together because I feel like they're very similar, where they have, kind of the more clean vocals, but then they have the great range. They're just insanely great range on all three of those chaps, chumps, whatever you want to call them. Probably not chumps. That's probably a bit, offensive. Well, not offensive, but you know what I mean. Sorry, I'm just gonna see what do we got here. All right, let's see. We've been going for an hour and a half at this point. We'll probably go for at the very least another half hour. Yeah, another half hour, and then I'd probably call it quits. Honestly, Tom Angel Ripper or Tom Araya? I mean, if we're comparing haircuts, I think Tom Araya's always gone. I think if we're talking haircuts, like Tom Angel Ripper's bowl cut, I mean, that's just one of the most hilariously terrible styles, I feel like. Honestly, I will say this might be a bit of a hot take, but Tom Araya is not that strong of a vocalist, in my opinion. Like, he's just kind of dry shouting over most of his songs. I feel like I am not the biggest fan of his vocal delivery. Like, he's not bad, but Tom Araya has never been the reason I listen to Slayer. It's always been the drum work. It's always been the guitars. It's never been him. But Tom Angel Ripper, like, he's just got a venomous delivery, and I love Tom Angel Ripper's vocals. Again, not a fan of his haircuts, but, I think vocally Tom Angel Ripper is better. If you're down, I'll go live after you if you want to join. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I would totally be down if, oh yeah, hell, I mean, whenever you want, you can, start it up right now, and I honestly might just, if you want to get it going, right now, I might just call my stream right here, and I might just hop on and join you, because, we'd probably get more people, anyway, and also, it's more interesting to have, you there than just my goofy ass singing in front of the camera. Especially since you got StreamYard and stuff, so you got that sophisticated technology, whereas I'm just some guy with a fucking webcam. A guy with a webcam in a dream. That could either sounds like that is either the greatest, most inspirational story ever, or it's the saddest OnlyFans memoir of all time. Guy with a webcam in a dream. I might write a book about called that. All right, I'll get it up. All right, just let me know when you're up and about, and send me the link, and then we'll get it rolling. Send me the linky crink, the crinky linky, the stinky link. I'm gonna stretch real quick, just because, yeah. Hang on a second. Levi, you dirty dog, you stole my title. All you did was make it all caps, you filthy bastard. I'm going to be suing you for copyright infringement. Expect a letter from my lawyers. I'm kidding, obviously. Don't expect a letter from my lawyers. I don't even have a lawyer. Unless some fucking greasy handjob looking motherfucker from the back of the phone book is willing to take my case pro bono, I ain't gonna get a lawyer. Here, while you're getting all that set up, I am actually going to go and get some more coffee to hopefully make this caffeine help keep me awake. So I will be right back. Don't you guys go anywhere. I will be right back. Alas, I have returned. All right, I am back with more coffee and more energy. I'm suing. Have a nice birthday. Yeah, no, I'm fucking it. Everybody's getting sued. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue Levi. I'm gonna sue T-Man over here. I'm fucking gonna. I'm like Oprah Winfrey, but for lawsuits. You get a lawsuit, and you get a lawsuit, and you get a lawsuit, and you get a lawsuit. Everybody getting sued up here. This is America. We love to sue people. Okay, obviously, I'm not in America, but we still like to sue people here. Right, Leia? Yep, see? You guys probably couldn't hear that because she's just a little squeaks. Oh, she's just a little squeaks. Little squeaks. She gave a little squeak of approval, which means I am right. Let's see, Hizzy. See, has this tricky son of a gun set the shit up yet? Is he like live now, or what's he up to? Scheduled for 7 p.m. Okay, so he's not going to be on for like another half hour, right? So, De-Christianize or the Stench of Redemption? All right, Stench of Redemption is one of the best like post 90s deicide albums. That album rips. I love it. But Dechristianize is a vicious ripper of an album. Like, dude, Dechristianize is so good. And I love it. I love Dechristianize so freaking much. All right, honestly, what I might do is I might call it here, honestly, because I'm gonna go, rejoin Levi's stream here in about 20 minutes. So I think I'm gonna call it. Sorry, choking on a sun chip. I think I'm gonna call the stream here, just because I'm gonna, just save my voice for the next 20 minutes and stuff. So, and no. So I'm gonna end this stream right here, and but do stay tuned for Levi's stream because I will be there and we'll be chatting about dicks and boobs and erectile torsion, all that fun stuff you've come to know from us. So yeah. Anyways, thank you to everybody who tuned in. I'm gonna call it right here for about 20 minutes, and then I will be back on Levi's stream. So stay tuned. Thank you all for coming in, and I'm gonna just quick end here in 3, 2, 1, bam. I said bam. There we go.